My name is Stanley Hikwari. I'm an artist and a filmmaker and the creative director of Mighty Judge Studios. Mighty Judge Studios is a production company. We produce films, documentaries. It's an entertainment company actually. So, but the major thing we do is we shoot films, movies. Mighty Judge Studios came about, I think the first time I thought about the name was in 2005. Mighty Judge just came from a famous Japanese proverb I heard. He said, the smallest jot of ink is mightier than a pen. It just stuck. So I realized, okay, we might be just this small company somewhere in Nigeria, but if we produce mighty works, works that can be reckoned with anywhere in the world, then we can't be small in any way. So I took that as my bedrock. That was the foundation of the company. And in 2005, we started up with an animated project I was working on, quite ambitious back then. And so far, we've delved more into shooting feature films, regular films, not animated films. Because of my training as a fine artist, I just believed if I poured in my experience and my skill and my knowledge of arts into filmmaking, then definitely we'll come up with things that are extraordinary. And previously I was into advertising, and one of the biggest things I had against advertising was the fact that as an artist always wants to see his signature on his work. And with advertising, you shoot a commercial, sometimes you even have to sign a document that says you cannot even display it anywhere else. And I think that's it's kind of a torture for an artist. And I really needed to be able to showcase what I can do and be able to put my signature to it. So the movie has an end credit. So everybody from the production assistants and every other person in the production crew, when the movie is done, their name shows on the credits, so we know who is responsible for the job. Initial challenges, I'm sure you are expecting to see money. Yes, there's money. It's not easy to fund production in Nigeria because the thing about production is the fact that technology keeps changing every year. So that means almost every year you have to upgrade. So if this camera was good enough in 2006, by 2008, nobody's using that camera anymore, you have to move on. So like now we're shooting 4K. A lot of people, if you mention 1920, 1080, it's still acceptable because at the end of the day, when you go to cinemas, that's the aspect ratio, you know what I'm saying? But you can't shoot 725, 76 anymore. We used to shoot that in 2004. You understand? So as the technology advances, you always have to keep investing. So the challenges at the beginning were getting equipment, getting all the equipment that we need to work and all that. Then after that, getting the people who could fit into the positions to use the equipment. Yes, and so it took a process of time, and I think at the end of the day, it's a couple of years back, and right now I think we're settled. I think first of all, before we release any movie out to the public, we sit down on our own and critique it. So it goes through this first stage of scrutiny at the studio before anybody outside can see it. And it's not just with us in the studio, so we also involve the actors. So the first time ever a finished movie is screened, the actors have to be present, the cast and the crew, everybody. And we look at it, and if there's even just the slightest view by anybody that something is not right, we look at it carefully and figure it out. So far, we've done like 16, 17 movies, and we have a couple of awards and nominations trailing them. Like in 2014, movie, the documentary The Deadwood was the best documentary at the AMVCA. Some other series we shot, Kian's Premonition, horror series, got nominated as well. 2015, Verdict won Best Cinematography, had like 7 nominations. We had Humphrey Day, Beyond the Feast of Souls, Tunnel, Oblivious won Best Short Movie 2015 AMVCA. So far, every movie we've shot that's outside actually has something following it, like an award or a nomination. And I think at every point in time as well, we always have like maybe 2 or 3 movies that we've not yet screened, that's not out yet, but it's finished. Because it takes time for us to release these movies. We just want to be sure that we've done the quality check to be sure that when it comes out, it meets the standard definition of what people are expecting. Walt Disney said something. He said, you don't make movies for You don't do animated movies for children or cartoons. You make them for the child in every adult, in every person. So even in an adult, there's a child yearning to get expression and to be entertained as well. So that was at the initial stage where I was focusing on animation. That was the guiding principle. Then later on, the same word Disney says, and he said, we don't make movies to make money, we make money to make more movies. One thing nobody ever told me was that you can pour in all your resources, all your energy into making one movie, but whatever calculation you make in terms of getting that money back, it's not rest assured you're going to get your money back. But then here's the deal. I tell people, never embark on movie making just because of the money. So that's where my hope is, you understand? So that's one thing nobody told me, that, come on guy, you're putting this money on. Well, to get the money back, he has more. But finally, at the end of the day, future goal is to shoot a certain number of movies that are targeted at making money back, and leave other movies to shoot that are just for self-expression and for, just for the art of filmmaking. But it's very important that for sustainability of the business, that you become a businessman as well. So for me, very key is being able to get a good marketing and distribution deal with companies that can market our movies and distribute them, not just locally but even across the globe. Then secondly, to shoot movies specifically for Nigerians, knowing what they want to see in the cinemas, which as far as I'm concerned by my research is comedy with a bit of action, or action with funny moments. Once you get that right, that means you can get movies that bring money back so you can continue making movies. I think my very honest advice for anybody who wants to go into filmmaking, start up a production company, I'll just itemize it. Number one, be realistic. Number two, don't mop up expenditures and expenses that you don't need, you understand? Don't keep your overheads as low as possible. Number three, get capable hands. No matter how few they are capable, you get the job done. Number four, understand the business of filmmaking. Have the love for the filmmaking, have the love for the arts and all that, but understand the business of filmmaking. And number five, even before you start on a project, start talking to a distributor.
Time for another quick break. When we get back, we have Word on the Street.